All right, as you can see, the time has changed now. It's 8:15 p.m. I had to return back home, and the phone had died, but now it's charging. So basically, when I was diagnosed in 2017, I ended up having my mastectomy. First, it was just they took the tissues out, but then they came back and they said no, because the tumor was too big, that they should actually remove everything. So I had a mastectomy to my right side, and then I came to the oncology department here, Wollongong Oncology, for follow up. So, not even thinking that this also is gonna be fucked up, honest to God. So I was under the care of Professor Klingen at the beginning. Now, Professor Klingen is one of the founders for this department. He's been in the game for a very, very long time and did incredible things. But when I met him and I came under his care, I think it was the last few years of him being in the field. So it's highly likely that he will make a mistake. So in that situation, the hospital, the department should have looked into see the process of the situation. But I didn't think anything of it until something wrong happened. So basically, I was under his care. I was sent to do 25 sessions of radiation, which went smooth. And my partner at the time was very supportive and stood by me, and I couldn't have done it without him. So I say thank you to him from here. I don't even know if he's gonna hear this, but anyway, I just came out. Um, After that, I was put on tablets and injection um, for 2 years only. So what I found out later is that I should have been medicated for 5 years instead of 2 years. And when in 2023 I was re-diagnosed again, in 2023 when I was re-diagnosed again, with you will hear everything on my podcast. That thank God it was on the same side, but it was on the skin, like there was no tissue, so it must have been a cell that woke up. And when I started asking the questions to the Wollongong Oncology, like why wasn't I medicated for 5 years like a normal breast cancer patient would be, they said to me, based on the documentation, that I was planning to get pregnant. And I said yes, but the me planning to get pregnant is not over my health. My health comes first, and if later on I'm okay, I will get pregnant. And this is why I was trying to seek IVF to freeze my eggs before I had started my radiation. But when we did go through the IVF process to freeze my eggs, I was running out of time because I needed to start my radiation, and I knew that once I finished my treatment, I would have to wait an extra 2 years so that my body and all these toxins will come out of my body, and then I can even think about being pregnant. I'm not stupid to think that I'm going to put my life in the risk to get pregnant, and I've already have 2 children, but I wanted to have hoping to have another child with my partner at the time. And guess what? I did end up falling pregnant, and it was an ectopic pregnancy, thank God. Ended I nearly died, and I had no idea that I was still ovulating because I was in getting an injection and taking the tablets, and I was reporting all the symptoms to Dr. Klingen that I was getting my period. Later on, I knew like I was getting my period, and there was no request of further testing that okay, your medication is not working that we're giving you. It's supposed to suppress my hormones. So they're saying that you said you want to no. And I did fall pregnant, but how can I fall pregnant when I'm taking such heavy medications? Like seriously, why would I want to have a baby and put my baby at risk as well? That was not my intention, and that was not my plan. But I ended up telling him all this information, and nothing was done about it. And when I came back, I had gone to Sudan, and I took my last dose of my treatment. And when I came back, I came to see Dr. Klingen, and it was in May 2019 for the last time after I finished all my medication, just to see him as a follow up. And he checked my operation. He goes, "This is really beautiful. it's much better than you getting it done here in Australia by like 15% better. It looks really natural and it's nice. I said, thank you. And he goes, this is it. You've finished your medication. Your results are looking good. You don't need to do anything. Okay, thank you. And thank you for looking after me and bringing me across the line. And then as I'm leaving, he turns around and he said to me, just watch out for your posture, that you don't end up like this, like a teapot, like my. But his spine is the one tilting like that, and he's telling me that I shouldn't be like that. So I'm like, it didn't make any sense to me. So then I continued to go and see my local doctor and ask her, like, is it because my breast has been, I've gone through a mastectomy? Does that mean that my mind is going to readjust and then my posture is going to be like that? That's such a dumb thing to think anyway. But at the time, this is how I was trying to, and I would Google, I'll get no answer. So I did not know what to make of this information. So when everything, all my research and my local doctor was telling me, no, it's got nothing, I left it alone. Kept focusing on my posture, kept focusing on eating healthy, exercising, doing all the right thing, and that's it. So that was 2019, 2021, 22, 23. The cancer came back again, and but thank God it was on the same side. Now the same side, like I said, there was no breast tissue, so it was just a cell that woke up. And by this time, I was living in Melbourne. I saw Dr. Sam Turani. I was studying in Melbourne. So when I went to see Dr. Sam Turani and I explained to him everything, he was like, why have you not been medicated for 5 years? Like, normal breast cancer patient will be under hormone treatment for 5 years. I said, Dr. Sam, I really don't know. He kept asking me, why have you not been treated for 5 years? I said, I really don't know. I need to go back and ask people in Wollongong why they haven't made me, put me in the cycle for 5 years. So then he checked the spot and he tried to move the little lump that was growing, like shake it really hard. And as he's doing that, he said to me like, oh wow, this is really interesting. I'm actually gonna write about you. I said, what do you mean you're gonna write about me? And in that time, I was really disappointed because why would you not focus? Like, can you leave medical research and your papers and focus on me, on getting me across the line? Anyway, all of this information, I've put it on my podcast. I just don't want to go into it again right now because it's really upsetting. But the point is, I ended up coming back to Wollongong here because he kept pushing for me to come back to Wollongong. And I thought maybe I was dying and that he wants me to come back to Wollongong to be with my family. Anyway, I ended up coming back to Wollongong, and the good thing, it was like the end of term. I came back to Wollongong and I thought, you know what, let me just relocate back to Wollongong and I'll finish my studies here in the same university but in Sydney. So I came back and I was under the care of Dr. Lawrence Casherman. So when I saw Dr. Lawrence Casherman, and obviously all my medical histories is here and everything, he asked me again, why were you not medicated for 5 years? I said, I don't know. I want to ask you the same question because Dr. Sam Turani was asking. And he kept saying to me, go back to Wollongong. I don't know why. And he told me that he wants to write about me. And then I told him all the other nonsense that was happening that I've mentioned on my podcast. And he was very interested and he goes to me, look, if it was me treating you at that young age that you were, I would have felt comfortable myself to put you on a 5 year cycle. But I'm gonna find out for you. Would you like me to find out for you? I said, yes, please. I would like you to find out for me why Professor Klingen did not medicate me for 5 years and I was not sent to any follow ups and I was just let loose straight away after 2 years. My doctor didn't send me to do any screening, nothing like that. So at the beginning he seemed like okay, he's gonna help me, but then straight away I was being treated like a bad patient and not giving much information. Everything was calculated, and then the disaster just continued. So then he put me on combination of medication, and I tell all my story on the podcast. I end up going for surgery to have the lump removed here in Shell Harbour Private. It was Valentine's Day last year. So I have it removed. At that stage, everything was fine. Nothing had gone to any part of my body or anything like I was told. I'm losing track of thought, but I promise everything is on that podcast in details, and what I'm saying now will make sense. Cut the story short, after I had my surgery at Shell Harbour Private, and I went for my follow-up appointment 3 weeks later, come back for a checkup here, and he tells me, you got 5 years to live, and maybe in the 5 years, 2 years. I said, excuse me, what do you mean? 3 weeks ago, none of this was true. And now, after the disease is out of my body, you want to tell me that this information? I don't believe you. So I talk about it in my podcast again. So anyway, I did what I did. Ended up running away to Singapore. When I got there, the doctor, Dr. Lynette Nyong, told me that this is all not true. I don't know what they told you, but there is a solution. And I explain everything on my podcast. I'm sorry I keep repeating it, but in me, I want to say everything again, but I'm weak at the moment. Like, I don't have the energy to say everything again. But what I want to explain to you guys, what had happened after all this, they didn't want to give me the medication under the PPS, and I told them it's my right, but now I do have it under PPS. After I came to the hospital and protested, I wrote a sign, and I'll share the footage. I came here, I held the sign up, and Dr. Chandler was there, continues to lie to me, continues not to do the right thing. I got advice to go and print every email that I sent to the hospital, because I have learned through my career, through all my personal journey in Australia, if you're going to say something, do it in writing. Otherwise, you're dumb. Otherwise, no one is going to believe you. So everything was in paper. All my appointments that I've started going there, I have an audio recording of it, and they know that I was recording, and I keep telling them, I forget things, I need to record this meeting, and I record it. So I have everyone lying to me on audio, I have everyone lying to me on email, I have the hospital apologizing to me for telling me not to come and get treated here by Dr. Chandler. How can she be the head of department and she's telling a patient on the same week that medically telling me that I was gonna die, sending me to a medical study, telling me that there is no solution, and when she asks questions, you know what, let's fucking just kick her out. We can see that you went for a second opinion with another doctor. He asked for your medical file, which is Dr. Tefreshi down the road in the private hospital. So you should just go there and don't come and you're no longer allowed to come and get treatment here in Wollongong. I say, excuse me? This is my area. I live here. I have a property here. As far as I'm concerned, this is my hometown and this is my hospital, and all of you work for me. Okay? I am actually providing and improving this country GPD by being sick. I am an asset to you, and you're doing this to me. You make a mistake with me not once, twice, and now you just want me to fuck off? I called PPS. I know the rules. I'm eligible. And I told her, you guys need to write to PPS and you need to let them know that I was not given a fair trial of the medication. I wasn't given a fair trial of the medication correctly enough. And now that something is working, they need to put me on that line, and I'm eligible. I am eligible. They kept switching oncologists on me. They bring one oncologist, treat me for a little bit, then another oncologist, and then wrong, and it just was a nightmare, and I talk about it. So anyway, I printed everything, and everything was like worth of 3 folders. Came to the hospital. I gave it to her. There was another witness from the radiation department, and then she goes on to tell me, I will give this to our legal team and we'll get back to you. I waited patiently. Not even after a few weeks. The second day or the third day, I get an email from Consumer Feedback. We have received all the folders and we will file them according to our filing policy. What does that mean? It means fuck off. That's all I'm getting. So I'm like, oh yeah? Alright, let's go. I printed the letter a few times, the one that they sent me. And I came to the hospital here and I brought it. I'm an artist, natural artist. So I came, I did another protest here. If I don't get these things out of my body, all these ideas, all this stuff, I'm gonna go mad. So I'm doing things physically, email, anything that comes to me, I'm just gonna do it because I know the feeling of regret. I know the feeling of saying what if. I know the feeling of having an idea in your head and a feeling in your head and walking away and it's gonna eat your brain. Just do it. So I came back, I did another protest and she meets me and I get kicked out. I get surrounded by 5 security guards. I get kicked out and I get told to be removed from the hospital while I'm not doing any noise. I'm not doing anything. It's a peaceful protest. And these security guards, they gang, everything is on camera. They tell me to leave and I told the guy, look, if I was you, I wouldn't talk. You don't know what's going on. I have lost $400,000 in less than 12 months. I have been told to get out of here, don't come back, that there's nothing we can do for you. And I just keep facing all these evil people. Please, if this ever comes to court, I suggest that you keep quiet. Okay? So I'm not leaving from here until I get an answer. If you don't leave now, we're gonna call police for you. Alright, call police. Let police come so they can witness the crime that you guys are committing right now on me. Let the police come. I know for a fact I'm gonna be sick after talking today all day. But after today, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Really getting weak. Anyway, right now my health is good. There's no cancer in my body. Medication is working. Everything is up to God. You medical people can have your own opinions, but there's miracles that happen. And we do know doctors can fuck up. Just because you're highly educated doesn't mean you're sane in the brain. We know people fuck up, but just own your fuck up, own it, and try and fix it. We're not angels here. If any of you guys had come and said to me, Taz, I'm so sorry, let's fix it, I wouldn't be in this situation. But no, it was bullet after bullet after bullet after bullet. And now I got an email from the HCCC and I'm afraid to read it because when I put a complaint about Dr. Tefreshi lying and saying that the disease is in my heart, which is an absolute lie, and he refused to see me. So I go to Wollongong Hospital. They say to me, don't come here. I go for a second opinion. These people are now telling me, don't come. So where do I go? Where do I go between all these gangsters? Everybody wants to protect the turf when they make a mistake. Hospital doesn't want to see me. Private people don't want to see me. Where do I go? Anyway, after I came and did the second protest, now they're listening to me. So now they write to PPS with the right wording, because when they wrote to PPS, they were saying to PPS, can you please give this patient the medication? And I said to them, as if PPS is going to accept. I'm not a special human being. PPS is a government body. You, as a doctor, you have the responsibility to say, hey, my patient A is responding well to the medication. Can you please put them under this medication? Change them. Because it's they have a rule between lines and all that. And if you as a doctor request from PPS that you say to them, this patient needs this medication, it's under your approval, they will give it. But if you go to PPS and say, hey, could you please give this person, they're not going to give it to you, even if you're Anthony Albanese. Okay? You meet the requirement? Yes. You don't meet the requirement? No. So if you go say, please, this is a very special person, is the Prime Minister of Australia, they're not going to give it to you. But if you go to them and say, hey, I'm Dr. So and so, this patient is responding well, she didn't get a fair trial of medication A, can you please put her on medication B? Yes, you can get it. So they were using the wrong wording. And I told them, you guys are using the wrong wording. You need to use the right wording. So and so and so and so. They switched oncologist on me. I get another oncologist. And that other oncologist, I know her from back, from somewhere. One memory opened up from when I had my training business. And she denied. She was one of my students. And she denied that she was one of my students. But I will go back and I will have a look at the records and I will come and see if I can disclose this information or not. Anyway, I just want the truth. I want to be compensated for all the stress that I'm going through. I want all the money that I've spent on medication when I should have been medicated by PPS. I was spending $5,000 a month on medication when I should not have been paying this money because it should have been under PPS. There's a funding, you get it at a lower price, extremely lower price, which I'm grateful for. So I need help. I need the truth. I'm tired. I'm not getting any support. My family think I'm mad. I don't even talk to most of my family members. I've isolated from everybody. I'm getting hit from left, right, and center. Like, why? I have done nothing wrong. I just want to live my life. I'm tired. I just want the truth to come out. I want the truth to come out, and I need help. I need help from all those government bodies. HCCC, there's an audio I've recorded, and you guys will see that they're not doing the right job right now with my case with Dr. Tefreshi. Listen to the audio and listen how the HCCC staff talks to people, talks to me. Let's see what the HCCC said regarding my complaint to the hospital. So I've got 2 complaints pending. One against the Wollongong Hospital, Illawarra Cancer Care, and I've listed the doctors. Another one is against Dr. Tefreshi for refusing to see me. So these people shut the door on me. When I go there, he shuts the door. Everybody's shutting the doors at me. Where am I going to get treated? Where am I going to get my script? Where am I going to get my medicine? I'm curious to know what these people, what evidence they pulled from their ass, and let's see where this ends.